Calls grow against National Intelligence Bill. Vaccination program begins. And Total Energy's earnings report. Hi, I'm Rico Bulford, and this is Uncut News. News, you know what's happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-615. The General Secretary of the Guyana Trades Union Congress has called for public hearings into the proposed establishment of the National Intelligence Agency and the National Intelligence Bill. The Attorney General presented the bill to the National Assembly, but the President has since instructed that it be sent to a special select committee. Concerns have been raised that the intelligence agency could be used to spy on citizens, and the GTUC's General Secretary has proposed that members of the public and civil society groups be given the opportunity to make contributions about the legislation. The Guyana Bar Association was one of the first organizations to publicly oppose the bill. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton has proposed a plan to ease racial tension across the nation. The plan includes balanced appointments to government ministries, the establishment of a tribunal of the Ethnic Relations Commission to listen to complaints, and the appointment of an ombudsman to address complaints of discrimination. In the long term, mixed communities would have to be established in accordance with the new housing and development program, and economic inequality will have to be addressed to ensure wealth is more equitably distributed among all ethnic groups across the nation of Guyana. Norton has also decided to abandon his plan to stop the June 12th local government elections over alleged widespread forgery of nominations and backers lists, and will instead use the legal route, as recommended by the GCOM chairman. Norton stated that boycotting the elections would mean giving the PPP full control of Guyana, so APNU will contest the elections while also agitating against the PPP and putting mechanisms in place to ensure success. APNU will appeal against the refusal to approve a list of candidates to the magistrate, and also file petitions after the polls. Norton also appealed for a voters list scrubbed of deceased persons and immigrants and a biometric system at polling stations to avoid voter impersonation. I agree. The family of Omar Ali, a man found dead in a Georgetown hotel over the weekend, is calling for a thorough investigation into his death. Ali was found dead in a room at the Kwamina guest house, and a woman who was seen with him fled the scene by jumping out of a second-floor window. The family is concerned that investigators have not provided any updates on the case. 2 teenage boys drowned in separate incidents over the weekend. 13-year-old Anthony Gordon drowned while swimming at Parktown Creek in Linden, whilst 14-year-old Nathaniel Nelson drowned in the Quarantine River during a weekend trip at Oriella. Nelson did not know how to swim and reportedly struggled while playing in the water with friends. Both incidents are currently under investigation. The government, in collaboration with UNICEF and the private sector, is launching a vaccination outreach campaign targeting HPV, yellow fever, hepatitis B, the Rona, measles, mumps, rubella, and tetanus. The campaign aims to reduce preventable deaths, particularly from cervical cancer, which is a leading cause of death of women in Guyana. The government has expanded the HPV vaccine to women up to 45 years of age and is urging citizens to work with healthcare providers to ensure all eligible children receive vaccines to prevent diseases. Keep your truck running smoothly this rainy season with high-quality parts from Powered Automotive. They stock parts from all the top brands, including Freightliner, DAF, International, and all models of Cummins engines. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GT Eat is here to make your life easier. Guyana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GT Eats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today. Maylin Cordova, a Venezuelan national, was sentenced to 6 months in prison for operating a brothel in violation with the Combating of Trafficking in Persons Act. And it's a sex crime. Anyway. The conviction was the result of a multi-agency raid involving the Counter-Trafficking in Persons Unit, the Police Force, and the Home Affairs Ministry. The unit has secured 3 convictions for the year and continues to provide support to victims of human trafficking. Hewitt Stewart, the man accused of causing a fatal accident in Greenwich Park, East Bank, Essequibo, has been refused bail for the second time. He's pleaded not guilty to 5 counts of causing death by dangerous driving. and has also been charged with driving an uninsured and uncertified motor vehicle. The accident resulted in the deaths of 5 people and several injuries. Roberto Narain, who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol in connection to a fatal accident in May of last year, was freed of the charge by the magistrate due to a lack of evidence that the breathalyzer instrument used was approved for such use, and that the officer conducting the analysis was authorized to do so. Oh, so they used the Gary Best defense, apparently. Anyway, the charge of causing death by dangerous driving is still ongoing before Magistrate Leron Daly, until they use the other half of the Gary Best defense. Now for today's oil update. The Ghana Pavilion of the Offshore Technology Conference 2023 was open with a ribbon-cutting ceremony led by Dr. Peter Ramsrup and Lufti Hassan. The OTC is a forum for offshore energy industry stakeholders to exchange ideas and explore innovative technologies. Ghana's participation is a collaboration between the Ghana Office for Investment and 40 private sector companies with over 100 participants in the delegation. And in other oil-related news, Total Energies has reported a first quarter 2023 profit of US $5.6 billion with a 25% return on average capital employed and cash flow of US $9.6 billion. The exploration and production segment generated $2.7 billion US in adjusted net operating income and cash flow of US $4.9 billion. While the integrated LNG segment delivered $2.1 billion US in adjusted net operating income and cash flow. The integrated power segment generated $400 million US in adjusted net operating income, and the downstream segment posted $1.9 billion US in adjusted net operating income. The company has also confirmed an increase in the first interim dividend and the repurchase of up to $2 billion US in shares in the second quarter of 2023. There's no better way to show your appreciation than with flowers from Shanice's Flowerland. We have a wide selection of beautiful flowers to choose from, including roses, sunflowers, and stunning desk arrangements, starting as low as $6,000. Our gifts are sure to brighten up any workplace and put a smile on anyone's face. With convenient payment options like PayPal, MMG, and Cash App, ordering from us is quick and easy. It's as simple as contacting us on Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp at 645-1189. Come visit us at Shanice's Flowerland at the Movietown Mall and let us help you say thank you in the most beautiful way. Robbery season might be over, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home or business with Sheriff Security. Sheriff Security has well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, Marine Patrol, Canine Services. They speed even our drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now for our Uncut News Viewers Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel if they swaps. On Friday, I asked, how can the government encourage businesses to embrace online payments? But before we get to that, I'm proud to announce our latest addition to the Noble Army, Richard Singh, who is supporting us at the reporter level, the highest level of monthly support we've received so far. So thank you, Richard Singh. And also, a special thank you to David Griffith, Dion Nascimento, Project Zero, and Dimitri V. I appreciate you all. And if you're watching at home and you'd like to support our movement, just hit the link in the video description. Rayon Hunt says, as it relates to online payments, companies are already on board. The laws need to be in place. Let's hope the new legislation going through Parliament allows for it. Indeed. Barefoot Wanderer says, cash is king. Electronic payment modes will have restrictions in the near future as to how, where, and when, and what you can do and what you can't spend your money on, and tracking your carbon footprint, so I'm definitely not advocating for it. Keep floating cash. Indeed, that's one way of looking at it. Now for tonight's question. It seems like the opposition leader has outlined some of his plans for addressing racism in this nation, but I want to hear from you. What do you think are some things the government and private sector could do to help ease the scourge of racism in this nation? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Nico Bulford saying good night, folks.